What's going on, guys, and welcome back. And today we have the last Lego Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 set. The time has come to end off the sets anyway. This is the biggest out of the three. This is set number 76255, the new Guardian ship. Recommended ages are 10 plus. And the piece count is 1,108 pieces. So, yeah, this is the biggest out of the three. And this is the one where you get most of the Guardians. You get Mantis, Drax, Adam, Warlock, StarLord, and Nebula. And this is a very cool set. I really like it. It's pretty cool. As you guys can see, the Bowie cannot fit in the frame. It is so huge. However, I do think that this set does have some flaws, mostly with the interior. I feel like the interior is kind of sad, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I still think that the figures are probably the thing that sell this set most to most people, and it kind of makes sense. Anyway, without further ado, let's take a look at the Guardians, and then we're going to take a look at the Bowie itself. Starting off with the boring character out of the three, we have StarLord. Now, this is the same StarLord that appears in the other set with Groot. And, of course, I do have two StarLords here because it's kind of strange that we get another StarLord, but I don't know. I feel like we should have gotten maybe somebody else. But it makes sense why he's in this set. I wish that maybe we got Kraglin, Groot, and Cosmo all in that set, but maybe just a bit bigger, the little set. But of course right here we do have StarLord, which once again, reused face from the advent calendar. I think it fits alright because it really looks like Chris Pratt. Anyway, of course the torso is pretty cool with the printing, and of course the toe printing is really cool, and of course the back torso printing. Silver guns, it's the same figure once again, and the next figures are going to kind of get repetitive because they are just the same figures, just with new heads. Anyway, let's take a look at the next figure, which is, of course, going to be Nebula. So here is Nebula, and this is a pretty cool figure because, of course, the head is exclusive to this set. Yes, as soon as I saw this set, I didn't think it was exclusive, but it actually is. This is the first time she doesn't have her metal thing on the front of her face. However, if figures could print all over this figure, the metal piece would go right here. But here is the head from the advent calendar. On top, as you guys can see, they are two different heads. It's really cool to get. However, I do love the metal on her face. I feel like it's pretty cool. It's kind of weird to see her without it. Anyway, this is the head from the advent calendar, by the way, and this is the head from the sets. She comes with the sword, which is really cool, and you do get another one in the set if you like. You do also get another StarLord gun, which is really cool. Also, she does have her silver arm, but once again, she does not have a female torso. This is the same torso that comes on StarLord. So, yeah, it's kind of weird, a bit weird, but once again, like I said in the StarLord review, it's cool because you can have the extra StarLord to turn into Gamora, which is really awesome if you have an extra Gamora. So, there you go. Anyway, nice leg printing, which is really awesome going on to the back of the figure. You do have nice back torso printing. So, yeah, that is it for Nebula. Once again, pretty simple figure, just with the new head, and now we're going to take a look at Mantis. Next up we have is Mantis, and she is a pretty cool figure. Of course, she does have her rubber hairpiece that has been on the advent calendar, also with the head. Not really a cool figure, it's just a reuse of all old pieces already. Once again, the torso, if I remove the rubber hairpiece again, you do have the same torso that you did have on Nebula and StarLord, so nothing new. And of course, nice toe printing, which is pretty cool. Of course, we go to the back, very plain figure. And I wish we had a new headpiece for her because this doesn't look anything like her in the movie. Of course, nice rubber antenna pieces. This is actually printed really well because, of course, it's really hard to print the rubber and then the black as well because it kind of bleeds into the hairpiece. Anyway, that is it for Mantis, and now we're going to take a look at Drax. So here is Drax, and Lego technically fixed the problem that I had. Now, of course, one of the things that I did not like with the advent calendar is he didn't come with his tattoos, and Lego did not print the tattoos on here. This is the same figure. with the sand green head. And Drax is really one of those characters like Deadpool you don't get that much. He was one of the only Marvel figures that had arm printing and really nice torso printing with the tattoos all over, and he only came in 2 sets. Those 2 sets I skipped out on. The first time I ever got Drax was in the Advent calendar. He was probably one of the characters I was looking the most forward to. And LEGO decided to give him a sand green head, which is really cool and exclusive, but one of the problems with that is LEGO's one of the best colors LEGO hates to put in anything is sand green. Sand green is one of those colors LEGO is just like, nope. Because try finding a plain sand green torso with muscles on it. You cannot find it without finding a weird torso with a necklace on it. And like I said, LEGO kind of fixed that problem because, of course, they gave him this nice outfit, but I feel like we're never going to get the sand green head for Drax. And I kind of like the sand green. It's more based on the comic books. But once again, this weird green torso you can't really use anymore because the sand green, once again, doesn't really exist in LEGO. And I really kind of wish that LEGO did the muscle printing. And also, very funny enough, RBM Customs over here actually decided to take and basically make a sand green version of Drax with his tattoos painted. And just looking at that figure and looking at this, I'm like, dang it, man, we were so close, but it really doesn't matter because he now wears shirts, which is cool, I guess. But anyway, once again, same old figure, and the freaking knives, my guy, could you do that at least? Anyway, of course, all you guys know, I'm actually literally going to stop the video and find the container that has this updates in it, because of course I cannot let you guys sit here and not watch what the best Drax could look like. Of course, LEGO still decides to put butter knives for Drax, okay? He's literally showing with butter knives. Anyway, of course, sorry if you guys hear background noises. If I can take these knives off, and literally these knives don't come in the set, but this is what LEGO could have done, okay guys? This is what LEGO could have done. These are the best knives that come in Ninjago sets, I think. These come in Ninjago sets, but these aren't accurate to Drax's knives. They're much more accurate than what LEGO gives us. So yeah, those are the knives that I'm going to give Drax right after this review, instead of the crappy butter knives, okay guys? Look at these things. These are things you cut your apples with. These are not things that you impale demons with and raftars and stuff like that, okay? These are things you cut apple slices with, okay? Anyway, that is it for Drax. Now we're going to take a look at the best figure, and I mean the best figure out of all of the sets, Adam Warlock. Now, this figure is amazing, and I don't mean good, I mean amazing. This is one of the figures that is in most Marvel collection videos. Like, one of the things that LEGO Marvel people want the most is Adam Warlock, okay? He is the dude that I made customs for and made crappy customs for. He was in the first LEGO Marvel Collections video.
The one who should have snapped his fingers, Adam Warlock.
He was in the newest LEGO Marvel Collections video.
Serious, if not one of the most changed figures, we got Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock. It's pretty damn perfect.
And it's just so cool to finally get an Adam Warlock. I kind of like this design, but I am still a fan of the black and red, and it is crazy looking at this figure and my custom version of Adam Warlock. Just seeing these two next to each other is so cool. I still love my comic book version of Adam Warlock. This is honestly one of the coolest customs I made. Of course, the hairpiece was new, but yeah, that is really cool. Anyway, like, looking at this figure, he does have one problem. He does have a one-hole cape, but I'm going to be fixing that right after this video. He does have blue power blast, I think power blast pieces? Yeah. Anyway, you do shoot them, and they go when they fire, and it's so cool. It's so awesome, isn't it? Anyway, it's under the stand. So removing that right now. Taking a look at this, removing the cape also. So yeah, it's basically just the dark red piece that they introduced with Scarlet Witch in the CMF series. So putting this head on. This is so cool to have. I love this face. He looks like the actor Will Poulter, who's going to play Adam Warlock in the new movie. And just the back of the head too also looks like him. Just the smile and everything. He is so cool. Also, amazing torso. Just look at that. Look at that, man. Anyway, the Ashton Flash complained about a Lego. You wish a Lego skull was here. I'm glad that they didn't do that. It would have looked cartoony and corny. So, anyway, nice gold on the top. It doesn't go to the sides, but I don't know. I don't think it looks like that in the movie, and it really doesn't bother me that much. It's not taken away from this whole thing. However, the one thing I don't like is no arm printing. I feel like he's one of the characters who should have deserved arm printing, but still, once again, the gold arms is just so cool. And just like the leg printing, I was looking at it earlier, and it has just the dots right there. Can you see that? That is so cool. And this is just such a cool character. And of course, having a golden Superman hairpiece for him is not the one choice I'd do for him. I would have probably went for the Bruce Wayne hairpiece. I feel like that in gold probably would have done better for him in the movie, but I'm not complaining. I feel like this hairpiece in gold probably would have done better, but I mean, this is what we got, and I feel like this hairpiece still works really well. But if it was me, just recolor this piece gold, and I think we'd be good. So yeah, there he is. Put his cape back on. This is probably the reason why you would probably pick up this set out of all three of the sets, because of course you could probably just get a Groot and Rocket out of your collection if you're being honest. But this is such a cool figure. I am so happy to finally have an Adam Warlock in my collection, and man, I wish he was in LEGO Marvel Collections 3. I probably would have waited. Anyway, also, I wonder if that's the soul gem. It looks like a bolt in the top of his head. Still, it just looks so cool. Anyway, I wish he was in LEGO Marvel Collections 3 and the rest of the Guardians, because the Guardians were lacking in LEGO Marvel Collections 3. I am actually planning on making a video talking about it this May 2nd, celebrating the 1-year anniversary. Anyway, let's take a look at the actual set, and yeah, and then I'm gonna finish the video. Before we take a look at that, let me get rid of the dumbest play feature in this whole set. You do have this weird thing, which you do get two of them. I'm not going to get both of them off of the Bowie, but of course, as you guys can see, what you do is you basically just take this and sit StarLord down on top of it, and you have a little escape pod. And I'm just looking at this, and I'm like, when is this going to appear in the movie? When is this little Dorito thing going to appear in the movie? Like, if I seriously watch this movie and StarLord is riding around on these things, I'm going to walk out of the theater, because this is ridiculous. I don't know if he's going to appear like this, how this is going to look, but I feel like this is something LEGO came up with, because come on, it looks like it's a part of a ship. It doesn't look like it's a part of a little thing that you would fly on. Anyway, this is such a ridiculous build. Of course, you do have a sticker right here, which is on the other one, and I will show you guys how to put this thing on. But yeah, this thing is just super ridiculous looking. Anyway, taking that off, and all you do is that. Yeah, that is it for the little Dorito Chip. Now we're going to take a look at the actual set itself. So here is the Bowie, and I did leave one of the sides off so I could show you, but this is where the Dorito Chip connects to the thing. It basically just comes off on the side, which there are some little pieces right here and some little connectors right here. So you basically just do that and connect it like so. See, all you do is just connect the Dorito Chip right to the side, and there you go. That is it. And as you guys can see, this thing barely fits in my frame. Just like the Avengers thing. Of course, this actually does fit on a shelf, funny enough. And this thing is very huge, as you guys can see, but there's barely any play features on this thing. The only thing that you can really do is basically just take the cockpit, and that is all the interior that you get in here. And basically showing that off first, what you do is you just take all of the Guardians that are included in this set. So we'll take, of course, we'll take Peter right here, and we'll remove his guns, which we'll save that for another play feature that's in this set. But before you actually do that, you have to put them in order, because you're not going to be able to fit them with how crammed this is. So first what I do is I take Mantis, and I sit her in the way back. So you sit her all the way back here. So That's what you do. So she's the one in the way back, and you kind of lean her back a little bit, put her hands down. Next up, you take Nebula, and you take her, and once again, you remove her accessory. You put her second, and then next what you do is you move her back a little bit, and then finally you take StarLord, and you put him in the front right here, and there you go. That is all. That is all the room that you have in here. You can fit all 3 figures in here, which is pretty cool. Anyway, you can put that down, and there you go. There is another place where you can put Drax, but we will take a look at that later. If you actually go to the side right here and here, you're able to store your, basically on both of these things. We can take a look at the bottom one. Yeah, on the bottom one as well. Of course, you're able to store their weapons, which I think is kind of weird, but I guess could be cool if you wanted to. Anyway, just putting that back on, and putting StarLord's gun. So you can basically just take StarLord's gun and put it in here on this clip, and basically just hide their weapons in here. I don't think you can put StarLord's gun in here, can you? No, you cannot. However, you can take, oh yeah, you can. So you just hide those right there, which once again, it's kind of stretching it. You could do it for all the sides, but once again, I don't really want to put them in there because it's kind of unrealistic, but you can do that if you want to. Anyway, it's pretty cool. This ship is very awesome, but you can definitely tell. Actually, before we actually take a look at that, there is a little smudge right here. If I can actually take this more to the camera, there is a smudge right there that came on mine. It looks okay. I mean, this thing's gonna probably get smudged up and stuff over time, but coming out of the box, kind of annoying anyway. This is a very cool ship, but I can definitely see this getting made maybe in the future as a big $200, $300 thing, which is going to be really cool. Anyway, there are some stickers on the side. You get a lot of stickers on this thing. You get them on the side, and if I can actually take it off the stand so you guys can see the top. So you do get some stickers at the top. You do get some stickers also right here, and those are repeated for the bottom as well, just flipped over. So if you flip it over, you do have the stickers right here once again in the same exact places, which is pretty cool. And at the very back, you do have kind of the, I guess, the swords that go on the back, which is pretty cool. And you can do that for the bottom as well if you want to. And I think you can. But I'm just not going to do that right now. And just to save time. Anyway, also, you can, of course, also, putting this back on the stand. It's very hard to review this thing, as you guys can see. But you can also see the very top of the kind of engine things, which they have a really cool, unique color to them. Actually, the same color I think I use for Veb, which is very interesting. It's kind of like the pinkish kind of color. You guys can see that right there and there. It really looks like Veb anyway. Lego could do that if they want to. Anyway, going back down right here, you do have the exhaust back here, which once again, same color as Veb from the Ant-Man video. And you do have this big engine, but yeah, you do have some pink pieces on the side. This kind of reminds me of Galactus a lot, but like I said with Drax, what you can do is you can take the stand off, which the stand is pretty cool. It's the same as kind of the Avengers built, I think just a little different. But if you go to the bottom right here, that's where you put the stand right there. But if you lower this, you're actually able to see just a little computer panel. If I can barely get that there you go. But what you're able to do is, if I can do this with one hand, you take Drax's knives out of his hand, which is very hard to do with one hand, but hopefully I can do this. You take Drax and you just shove him in here, which, there you go. You can fit all the Guardians in this set. However, Groot and Rocket are going to have to sit on the top or something. But anyway, you can do that, close that up, and there you go. You have all the Guardians in here. So once again, as you guys can see, you just slide that on in there, and there you go. That is it for the ship, really. There really isn't anything else with it. It just looks really cool. Very random, but really cool. However, if you guys see the movie, this thing is the biggest ship the Guardians have ever owned. However, the Benatar looks really bigger than this because, yeah, it's kind of strange why. But it's cool, I guess. You can do that if you want to. But the Benatar is probably bigger. Also, you do have a sticker right here. Forgot to mention that. And also, you do have some printed pieces up here and here and here. But Anyway, that is it for the set. It's really cool, and I think just the only play features I feel like that are in this set is really none. I don't really like calling these little Dorito chips play feature because it doesn't seem like it, you know? Anyway, another full 360 version of it. It's just super weird. These rings are built really sturdy, but you cannot move them up and down. They're just stuck in this position. However, I feel like in the movie they were bigger, but it is cool to get the ship in here. Anyway, that is it for the ship, and now we're going to take a look at the instruction manual and then the box, and then we're going to wrap up this review. The instruction manual is thick, as you guys can see. You can see a full version of it, but as you guys can also see, you can see all the characters down here, which is really cool. If we go to the very front of it, you do actually, if I go right here, you do see that in bag one, you get Nebula and StarLord for the little Dorito chips, and of course you also do get bag 4, you get Adam Warlock, which is pretty cool, and bag 5 you're building that as well. Bag 6 and 7, I think you get Mantis, if I'm remembering, and then 8 you actually, wait, 9 actually you get Drax. So of course also once again there's StarLord running across the bottom, which is very cool. I like that touch that they've been adding. And then of course you do have the play feature where you can put Drax up in there, and then also you do have the little Dorito chips, and then you have 185, which of course that's where it ends. All the pieces in the set, and you can win a free Lego set maybe with your feedback. So yeah, that is it for this set, and now we're going to take a look at the box. The box is pretty huge. As you guys can see, you do have the Guardians right here at the very top. You have Adam Warlock right here. Very awesome art, you guys see. You do get all the characters at the bottom. There you go. If we flip it around, you do get the back, which, once again, the back. You really kind of don't get any things that you can really do in this set. Once again, you can store the accessories. You can take the little Dorito chips off. And you can, of course, put the figures in there. But yeah, there is the side, very awesome action going on here. And of course at the very top you do have Drax, which is the size of it. But yeah, this is a huge box, and yeah, that is it for the box. And now we're going to wrap up this review. Overall, this is a really cool set. I don't really feel like taking all the figures out. But this is a very cool set. As you guys can see, it looks really cool. It looks great on display. I've already put a display for it, so it looks pretty cool. It is huge though, okay? I'm telling you, this thing is huge. You guys saw how difficult I was having with this whole review trying to review this thing. But this thing is pretty huge, and you might have trouble maybe storing it, so you guys might need to clean your shelves or find a big spot to put it. But it is not as big as the Quinjet. The Quinjet is massive and huge. It is not as big as this, however. This thing still takes a lot of shelf room. So yeah, that is it for today's set review, and that is it for all of the Guardian sets. Wow, it is crazy. Of course, probably the best out of all of these are probably this one, and probably second is the Rocket set, and the third is the Little set. I really love Adam Warlock. I mean, this dude is probably been one of my wanted Marvel characters of all time, okay? He's been up there for a while, and I am so happy to finally have him in a set. I kind of like the outfit. I mean, the outfit's kind of cool, but I love the black and red in the comic books. Getting StarLord and stuff is really cool, and just all the figures in general were super cool. I probably will basically give my thoughts on all these sets maybe again when the actual movie comes out. And of course, you guys are wondering about the Black Panther set. The big black boat actually did show up in the movie, and of course it was scaled down, obviously, and that set is already destroyed if you guys were wondering, because it was just a really bad build. Anyway, this set does not disappoint me really that much. It might disappoint a lot of people. When I first saw reviews on this, I was kind of disappointed with the interior. But then I thought about it. I'm like, this set, just if you don't think about the interior, this thing would probably, if they re-release this thing would be massive, okay? It would probably be as big maybe as, I don't really know, maybe as big as the Daily Bugle. I don't know. I feel like Lego did a really good job, and if they wanted to make this thing have a bigger interior, this set would probably be like $200 or $300. And for these figures, $200 or $300, that'd probably be a rig for a lot of people. For just having this kind of thing, this thing was actually I think $100. Just having this for $100 is pretty cool. I might actually just bring in the Quinjet so you guys can see both of them in frame. I tried to bring it in, but it's not gonna work. The Quinjet is just too big, and these two ships will not fit in the frame. So yeah, that is it for today's set review. Tell me down below, what do you guys think? What is your least or favorite part of the sets? And in my personal opinion, I feel like Lego should come out with one fourth set. Yes, a fourth set. I feel like they should come out maybe with a Gamora and all the figures that we missed, because we missed actually quite a few characters. The main villain, once again, for some people, they do not own an Ego figure. And I know we're talking about Ego here, but Ego, if I can actually find him, yeah, Ego, this guy right here, people still don't have this dude in their collection because they didn't get him in the Guardians of the Galaxy 2 sets. And the fact that they didn't get him in those sets, we're probably not going to get the High Evolutionary in these sets either. So I hope Lego comes out with a bang and maybe with another set. But if these are all the sets that they come out with, I'm perfectly okay with it. Maybe Lego will do an Infinity Saga where they make this big ship. But yeah, overall, this set's pretty cool. And yeah, that is going to be it for today's set review. Make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I will see you guys later. Peace out and bye.